President Bola Tinubu considering ex-Chief of Defense Staff Christopher Musa as the next defense minister after Mr. Badru Abubakar resigned yesterday. And the president has held yet another service chiefs meeting amid security situation in the country. We'll be getting to understand the outcome of that meeting, plus some of the updates in the land today. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimale right here in Abuja, bringing to you all of the latest that you need to know as far as Nigeria's politics and governance is concerned. Of course, we have stories surrounding what the president is thinking as to the man who has just been retired as the military, head of the military, the chief of defense staff, has now been nominated by the president to serve as the Minister of Defense, just when we saw yesterday that Mr. Muhammad Badru Abubakar, a former Jigawa governor, resigned his position based on health issues as the Minister of Defense. We'll be getting details on that. Plus, we do understand that the governor of Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke, may have dumped the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, but the Kabiru Turaki-led National Working Committee of the PDP has issued certificates of expulsion to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in some weekends, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and other members of the PDP were expelled during the party's national convention in Oyo State. Mr. Tanimu Turki announced the issuance of certificate at a meeting of the National Working Committee in Abuja, where he also disclosed that the party is in the process of issuing a disclaimer concerning all expelled members to allow the public on the risk of engaging with them in matters relating to the PDP.
This is a certificate of expulsion of His Excellency Nyesom Wike. A copy, original copy, has gone to him via courier. This is the certificate of Ayodele Fayoshe, His Excellency. It has been sent to him also through courier. This is a proof that he has been expelled from PDP. Next is the certificate of Distinguished Senator Samuel Anyanwu. It has been sent to him via courier. Next is the certificate of expulsion of Umaru Bature, Honorable. Next is the certificate of expulsion of Umaru Bature, Honorable Umaru Bature. It has also been sent to him via courier. Next is the certificate of Kamaluddin Adeyemi Ajibade, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. It has also been sent to him through courier. Next is that of Abdurrahman Mohammed. It has also been sent to him via courier.
That is a moment where Mr. Turki is telling the world about the situation with respect to the decision made in Ibadan when some of these chieftains of the PDP were expelled. Mr. Turaki is also responding to the resignation of Senator Ademola Adeleke, the governor of Osun State, from the PDP.
Governor Adeleke, we have seen in the media a letter purported to be from him resigning his membership of our party. But I tell you, up to this moment, we officially have not received any such indication from him that he has left this party. And from the instructions we have given our people who are in the field, I know that Governor Adeleke's name is one of the aspirants that is vying for the ticket. So if he decides to go either in person or via a representative at the center of the primary state he has withdrawn, or he refused to make himself available, then it is part of a report that we'll receive. We will receive a formal report in that respect. As far as we are concerned, even if what we saw in the social media is true, as a Nigerian, Governor Adeleke, like any other person, has the constitutional right to freedom of association.
All right, that's Mr. Tanimo Turuki. Let's get to update you with some of your political roundup stories.
The Senate has announced a major shakeup of several standing committees, fulfilling its earlier pledge to reconstitute the Committee on National Security and Intelligence. The announcement was made during plenary by the Senate Selection Committee chaired by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. Under the new arrangement, Senator Yahya Abdullahi of Kebbi State is now named chairman of the Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence. The Senate also restructured the Committee on Livestock and Animal Husbandry, appointing Senator Shehu Buba of Bauchi State as its new chairman. Senator Buba was last week removed as chairman of the Committee on National Security and Intelligence. The Department of State Services, DSS, has arraigned the convener of the Revolution Now protest, Mr. Moyele Shore, on a 5-count charge of alleged cybercrime before Justice Mohammed Umar of the Federal High Court, Abuja. In the 5-count charge, Mr. Shore is accused of allegedly making derogatory remarks about President Tinubu on his social media handles, and he pleaded not guilty to the charges. At the day's proceedings, counsel to Mr. Shore, Marshal Abubakar, raised the motion challenging the competency of the suit, noting that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain the charges. The prosecution, however, objected to the motion, as they say they were just being served with the processes and would need time to respond. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kaude Betukun, is assuring women serving in the Nigerian police force of improved welfare to further motivate them to contribute their quota to managing the nation's security architecture. Speaking in Abuja at the All Police Women Day to commemorate the 70th anniversary of women serving in the force, Mr. Betukun says he will continue to ensure a conducive environment for women to grow in the service of the nation. Lastly, as the insecurity in Kwara State continues, the traditional rulers in both Kwara North and South districts have resolved to collaborate with the government at all levels to find a solution to the menace. At the joint meeting held at the palace of the Olugbo of Ajase Igbo in Irekbo, the local government area of the state, the monarchs are calling for stiffer measures against informants. They are also supporting the zoning of the governorship slot to Kwara North in the next general election.
There you have it. You've been served with your political roundup stories. Now, we begin tonight with us touching base to find out whether or not some of the decisions and the policies that are and directive and orders made by President Bola Tinubu in the last few weeks based on the security situation in the country, whether or not they are being obeyed. There are those who have come on social media to accuse the police force of not complying with President Bola Tinubu's order. Just days ago, the president had ordered the withdrawal of VIP protection being done by members or officers of the Nigerian police force and to be redrafted into normal policing duties, and has asked that anyone who wants VIP protection should seek the services of the NSCDC. There are those who are accusing the police force of not totally complying with it. We saw earlier, a few days ago, when the IG said about over 11,000 police officers have now been withdrawn from the VIP protection service. There are those Nigerians who say that figure is not exactly correct, considering the number of, in the records, the number of Nigerians who are serving, Nigerian police officers who are serving as protection for VIP in the country. I'm being joined by the Force Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police, Mr. Benjamin Udain, who is live for us here in our studio. Thanks so much, Mr. Udain, for joining us tonight.
Good evening, and thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you. Why is it difficult for the Egbetokun-led police force to comply with President Tinubu's order? Withdraw all VIP protection. 11,000 only out of about 800,000 on record that are serving in that unit?
Well, I don't know the record you are making reference to. We have the record, and we are confirming to you that approximately 11,566 officers are attached to VIPs for VIP protection, and the IGP has ordered their immediate recall, and that is being done as we speak. The intention is to retrain them, because they are actually experts in VIP protection, retrain them and redraft them into police divisions, then our schools protection squad. We need to strengthen that squad, and also to join the military in their theater for some military duties, because the Constitution actually empowers the police to also carry on military duties. So I can confirm that the figure is 11,566, not what you are saying, and I can also confirm that they have been recalled. I
saw your social media post where you were referencing one of this hotelier and this what do you call his name, Cubana Cheap Prison, where there are pictures that surfaced online that some of these elements who have police protection are still going around with such.
Yes. You see, the IGP, upon receiving that directive, that presidential directive, summoned a meeting with all commissioners of police. That happened last week on Thursday, where he gave them marching orders to ensure the strict enforcement of that directive. During that meeting with the commissioners of police, he addressed the press, and he called on Nigerians to stay away from fake news, because, to be honest, we have been at the receiving end of fake news, of misinformation. So he actually called on Nigerians to please, like he knew it would happen, he called on Nigerians to please stay away from fake news. And since that time, we have seen lots and lots of old videos, old pictures surfacing online and being referenced as current realities. So just like you said, you saw on my X page, I actually had to address that to make it known that that was an old picture. In reality, as we speak, all SPU commanders, PMF commanders have been given that marching order, and they've been complying. In fact, I know some VIPs that have reached out to me, that have reached out to the IGP to say, oh, they've withdrawn my men. And yes, that is the presidential directive. So that's it. Old pictures, old videos are being recycled, and that we condemn. We urge Nigerians to stay away from that.
Well, people are already paying for the retainer of their own protection, because some people are now used to having those protection. It's almost impossible for them to live their lives now without those protection. And we are hearing that it's now to the highest bidder.
For police officers?
Yes, to be retained.
No, see, it's the directive is absolute, and the enforcement too is absolute. It's not about highest bidder. It's not about asking for more money. The instruction is withdraw men from VIP protection, and that we have done.
So there are accusations that it is also selective. Now you're retaining you're withdrawing for civilians and private citizens. But some government officials still have their protection with them. But these are still classified as VIP protection. The VIP protection, by the way, we understand they are under the SPU. That's the Special Protection Unit, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
So, and there are those Nigerians who will be asking the question, how many men do you have in the SPU? How many officers are there before these order? How many of them have rejoined? If you can give us those statistics and clarity.
Okay, you said that the officers attached to government officials, that government officials are also classified as VIP. Whose classification? So that brings me to answering your question. Yes, we have withdrawn men from VIPs, but I want you to know that there are certain government functionaries, government officials that are statutorily entitled to police protection.
Who are these people?
I will not go into a list or details. You're free to get this information. It's open source information. The FOI Act is there. You can take advantage of it. But for example, the governors are entitled. For example, judges are entitled to police protection.
And ministers entitled.
I will not go into a list. I've just given you 2 examples. So what we have decided to do is that pending further directives from the presidency, clearer further directives, those who are statutorily entitled to police protection would still have their police protection. But for now, every other person that is not a government functionary, that the law does not say is entitled, the men have been withdrawn.
So these are the reasons why is because of perhaps half information, lack of information, and clarity of some of these issues is what is making some Nigerians to feel that maybe the police force is not really serious about obeying what the number one citizen is saying, which is the president. Now, there are, in all of the 36 states of the Federation, there are members of the House of Assembly, which people will say some of them have their wives, their children, themselves, they are being protected. Commissioners in these states, they are being protected. Special advisors, they are being protected. In the 36 states of the Federation, you see, one of the things that actually get to a lot of Nigerians is you see police officers serving in some ridiculous capacity, holding handbags, opening doors, and doing all manner of stuff for Nigerians. And these are the people that are supposed to help in the theater of war, where Nigerians is combating real issues. And they are being subjected into all kind of ridiculous opening gates. The police have been turned into gatesmen in some rich men and in some big people's houses. And these are some of the issues that are being raised. Are National Assembly members, are they entitled? Are the commissioners, are special advisors, senior special assistants, these are commissioners, House of Assembly members. Who are these? Because Nigerians keep saying that. And if you want Nigerians to start doing that, I will advise that from tomorrow, Nigerians, wherever you are, whoever you see that is carrying police escort, can you take pictures and tag the Nigerian police force? Let's know whether they are serious about the implementation and the adherence to the president's order. Nigerians need this clarity because people are being killed.
Thank you very much. You see, I support your call for people to take pictures and tag us, let us see. But I will assure you that it's almost impossible that they'll get any pictures, except they are mistaking government officials that are statutorily entitled for VIPs, except for that. You see, the IGP ordered the AIG SPU to go to the Abuja airport and station his men there and arrest any police officer found escorting VIPs. He gave the same order to the CP, Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, to go to the Lagos airport and arrest any police officer escorting VIPs. That's how seriously we take this. Now, to what you said earlier about, police officers doing demeaning jobs in rich people's homes, yes, the IGP too was concerned about this, very concerned, such that 2 weeks ago, before the presidential directive, he ordered that the policemen attached to all VIPs be withdrawn. And these VIPs should come forward to apply afresh so that we could reassess and revalidate. This was 2 weeks ago. And coincidentally, the president gave this directive. It just reinforces the IGP stand. And the directive now even overrules anything like reassessment or revalidation. Now it is blanket. If you're a VIP, you are not entitled to police protection. So I'm just saying that we agree with you, we are concerned, and we're proactive such that the IGP took this step. So the enforcement is on. The IGP gave the order, the directive, that any police officer found escorting VIPs be arrested, because definitely he's on illegal duty. Every one of them has been recalled.
You're not able to tell us, you are, because we do know that the number of police officers within the force today is less than 500,000. And we do know that out of it, about 8 major departments in the Nigerian police force, the operations as maybe the largest pool of officers. And there are those who believe that the SPU alone has almost 100,000 or so officers.
Those who believe.
No, I mean, those are the reports that we have. But if you have a counter data, can you tell Nigerians?
Well, I wouldn't go into details. Those are operational details. I'll just restate what I said earlier, that this presidential directive is being complied with, is being enforced to the letter, and all police officers attached to VIPs have been withdrawn. 11,566 have been recalled. They are going to be retrained so that they can be posted to police divisions to bolster the number there. And they are also going to be attached to the School Protection Squad, SPS, so that we can give our schools more security. And they will also be sent to military theaters to also support the military in the fight against terrorism and banditry. So going into details of figures, we wouldn't want to do that. They are for operational reasons.
When the European Union gave that report to say more than 100,000 officers of the Nigerian police force are deployed to protect politicians and other very important persons, the report also said that there are an estimated 371,800 officers serving a population of 236 million people. And this report was as early as a few months ago. The police force did not counter that. So why is it now that the police force is saying, no, that figure is not correct, it's only 11,000?
Well, what they are talking about might actually be different from what we are talking about. You need to put that...
I just read it out to you.
Yes.
The European Union's report says that there are about 100,000 police officers deployed to protect politicians and other very important personalities.
Politicians and other very important persons.
Is it all politicians that is entitled?
And other
is
very
it all that politicians?
So you see what I'm saying? That what the scope they are looking at is different from the scope we are talking about. So we have said, and we'll say it again, 11,566 officers attached to VIPs have been withdrawn.
What about the ones that are attached to banks, to people's houses for protection, because police generate revenue from this.
I also said...
police generate revenue from this special protection.
I also said that government officials that are statutorily entitled to police officers would retain their police protection till we get further, clearer directives from the presidency.
So I asked you when I saw that story, I mean, of course, it was on the phone, but you said that was not correct because there was a list that was going on that FCT Minister Yenson Wike...
that was a fake list, very fake.
That you retrieved their police protection.
Yes, that was very fake. That list did not come from us.
So you did not withdraw from any politician?
Those that are statutorily entitled.
All right. Give us an understanding of the standby police force unit, which are the elite squad that under the IGP Egbetokun set up, properly trained, and we saw when they graduated from that training, because it was part of the community effort in policing, and he had also said that he wanted to reduce the time of response to crime and criminalities. Is that unit still active?
Oh, we have that unit very active, but we don't talk about it much. They are very active. I'll give you an example. The students, no, not students this time around, the choir incidents, the church, the people that were kidnapped from the church, when they were rescued, that unit played a very vital role in that kidnap. Yes, it was supervised by Office of the National Security Advisor, yes. I don't think many people know this because we try not to speak about it. And we try to protect them, but they are very active and they are doing lots and lots of work. They are also in other parts of the country. I would also not like to talk about it, but that's just an example. They're very instrumental to that rescue in...
There are those who say that there is just only one unit and that the response time, because we are encumbered in most parts of the country, they are also overwhelmed. Maybe that we need more of these elite squad spread across the different regions of the country.
Well, I wouldn't say how many units we have. I wouldn't also tell you about how fast they can relocate from one part of the country to the other. But we all know that less than 400,000 police officers for a population of over 200 is not adequate. We all know that. So units or no units, the entire police force is not adequate. And we are very grateful to the government for acknowledging this and approving the recruitment of 50,000 police officers and to also continue with yearly recruitment. That would, I mean, increase the figure and gradually we'll get to the right benchmark.
Has IGP Egbetokun, has he done anything different since all of these things spiraled?
When you say these things, what are these things?
The security situation. Or maybe you live in a different Nigeria. Those of us who see some of these things.
No, we need to be specific here.
The Kebbi incident, the Kwara incident, there are different Kwara incidents anyways. The church kidnapping in Niger, a lot of these things. What is different that the Nigerian police force has done in the last few days?
Yes, while we like to update Nigerians on the things we do, we are also very circumspect about releasing information too early, especially when an operation is going on, so that we don't jeopardize that operation. But I know that the IG has done a lot differently. You would agree, or you would agree with me, I'm sure you saw it, that the IG personally went to Kebbi State, in the wake of that kidnapping incident. And that same day, as he left KB, because I was part of that journey, we also went to Niger State, where we met with governors in both states. And we've also had series of meetings with tactical commanders to ensure, in fact, I'll tell you for a fact, that there are some kidnapping incidents, or they did not become kidnapping incidents, but that would have become incidents that were thwarted, that were, forestalled, preempted, because of the proactive stance of the IGP. So I can assure that he's doing a lot differently. And permit me to say, that's why it's bad enough. I'm not trying to downplay what's happening. It's bad, yeah. But that's not even, that's why it's not even worse than it is. Because for every incident you've heard about, there are many more that have been nipped in the bud. So he's doing quite a lot differently.
Benjamin Udain is a Force PRO. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
I'll
having me.
dragging you here more often because we need to know what is going on as far as your neck of the wood is concerned.
Thank you very much. We'll be more than happy to update Nigerians on our activities.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it. We take a break, everyone. But when we come back, we'll be getting to speak with a very experienced plainclothes police officer who retired as a director and the DSS Mekejofo will be joining us and giving us insight into how intelligence have been crucial into the war against criminalities and violence and extremist tendency in our country, especially what President Tinubu has done and what he has failed to do to secure our nation. We'll be right back after this break, everyone. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. I'm now being joined by Mr. Mike Ejiofor. He's very experienced, served his time as the DSS, and he grew to the rank of director. Tonight he's going to be giving us some insight into the security situation in the country, how important the nexus between intelligence and operation, and some of the decisions that have been made by President Bola Tinubu. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
What do you make? First and foremost, it's rare for you to hear that a politician resigns from a political appointment. Mr. Badaru, former Jigawa governor who served as the defense minister, resigned, although he said on health grounds. And the president immediately is now thinking about bringing back from retirement Mr. General Christopher Musa, the immediate past CDS, to become the minister. What do you make of that the scenario?
Well, first of all, it's unusual for a Nigerian to resign from office. I'm not saying it's not practical, but it's unusual. If you recall that some ministers have been rushed out of this country for medical treatment, yet they remain in office. We've not heard of any medical record of Badaru, only for him to say he has resigned because on health ground. Now, there are other speculations too that he was forced to resign due to ongoing changes by the president. If you look at, in a sane country, in a civilized society, he ought to have resigned since. Last week or so, 2 weeks ago, he made a statement that the Air Force cannot bomb the forest because the bomb cannot penetrate into the forest. Does it make any sense? He doesn't have the security background. And for him to be Minister of Defense, we politicize everything in this country. So I don't think what we should be doing is how do we move forward. Then now comes the appointment of CG Musa, the former CDS. I was one of the people who was shocked when he was removed as the CDS. And I don't know whether it's coincidence. Since he left, there was escalation and upsurge of attacks, mass kidnappings and all this. So I think the president has done well by bringing him back as Minister of Defense. He worked very closely with other service chiefs as a Chief of Defense Staff. He commanded their respect among the various agencies. The president, the former minister, didn't have the respect or command of these service chiefs. All the service chiefs, at least they are senior for now, and Minister of Defense. So he's going to be in firm control. You know, he's an outspoken person. He doesn't hide his feeling. He wants the job done. He boosts the morale of the soldiers. So I think he will bring a lot of his experience to bear on table.
It does look like President Bola Tinubu has found an ally in CDS Musa. From what I see, and you can see the body language, and perhaps I am thinking that maybe the only option left to him is he couldn't have retained the CDS, considering the fact if you are going to remove the rest, in terms of ranking, it will have become a ceiling above the heads of the other people that will be coming, because I think it was in course 38 or so, yes. 37, and you have people who are coming from course 39, 40, 41, who are coming, so it might almost be a lot of issues, because what has happened when we see a rapidly moving service chief changing and all that is because so rapidly you see officers spending less than a year or less than the term that are necessary in a rank, and they are booted out of service. But from what I see, the body language which you have said, it looks like President Bola Tinubu has found an ally in CDS Musa. Could there be any? Could this be a tactical, operational, or strategic difference that we should be expecting?
You took the word out of my mouth. I think the president's move was strategic. When he was removed as CDS, nobody read his mind. People were wondering. You can see a lot of people saying good things. It's rare before somebody leaves office and people are praising him. But people were praising him. So I think the president was strategic in his moves. And bringing him to the minister as a Minister of Defense is going to put a lot of pep in the fight against insurgency, because he's somebody you can trust, you know, to handle such a volatile situation. I just pray too that he gets the job done as he did when he was CDS.
Let me take you back to the field. Strategically and tactically speaking, though. And there are those who say within the security sector to say there's nothing that happens practical-wise that the intelligence community are not aware of. Usually, strikes and attacks happen without the intelligence community having... there might be a miss in terms of the operational repelling of it, but the intelligence community always catches a feel of what is going to happen. What do you think could have gone wrong? I know you are not right in the middle of it, but you could see, because this is where you spend over 30 years of your life as a professional. But if you sit down, you will see what could have gone wrong. What do you think has gone wrong, where things are spiraling?
Well, you see, it will not be entirely correct to say that the intelligence community sees everything. They are not God, they are human beings. And that's why in the field we have what is called intelligence failure. You know, at times there are slips, you know. But that is not to say that the intelligence community, especially the leadership of the present DG SSS, Oluwatosin Ajayi, he's everywhere. Arrests are being made, and you can see prosecutions ongoing.
That's something I've noticed in the DSS in DSS those days, when you people are in service, literally we see you people as rogue police officers, because what happens is that when DSS catches you, we always think that straight to the bunker. But Oluwatosin Ajayi will rather send you a court summons. He would have gone to court to perfect his case. It looks so... I mean, I don't know whether he has a legal background. But the DSS now are more in court prosecuting.
When he came in, he said he was going to professionalize the service. And you know, when you are used to certain things, it becomes very difficult to change. But he's determined to effect that change. And arrests are being made, prosecutions are ongoing, convictions gotten from the courts, and there are so many arrests that he's not talking about. You know, he doesn't like playing to the
you
media.
rarely even see him talk.
He wants
You
to,
are really even seeing him. I'm not sure a lot of Nigerians who even know what he looks like.
He says he wants to do his job. You know, so, but, you know, I take the case of Niger, for instance, where necessary intelligence was provided, and the governor came out to say that the necessary intelligence was provided, that these people are going to be attacked. Deployments were made, and they even carried out drills in case something like this happened, This is what you should do. But a few minutes before the attack, the people were withdrawn, and the attack took place.
That was in Kebbi.
Yeah, it's in Kebbi, sorry. Now, the question is, that's why I'm baffled. Has any meaningful investigation been conducted?
To our knowledge.
To our knowledge. It has to be, we have to be transparent enough. Because if you don't punish, you know, if you don't punish offenders, it gives more people more leverage to continue to commit crimes. This is a very serious break, and that up to as we speak, government should have come out, or the authorities should have come out.
Quickly, let me ask you: if there is a unit deployed to a site for an operational duty, and they are withdrawn, usually within the military rank, who usually makes that order?
The commander on ground.
The commander.
Yes, because there's somebody in charge.
So we shouldn't. It's not difficult to hold anybody to account.
Somebody must be responsible.
So you imagine that maybe it's a squadron that was sent to that.
Exactly.
That's I mean, nothing less than 20, just about 20 of them or thereabout. Somebody must have given that order. The immediate commander and the GOC,
the higher authority,
which command the brigade where they have come from, should be in the rank of authority that we should be asking questions. Where did they come from? Who are these people? Why is it that few minutes before? Because it can be a decoy also, that someone tells them, oh, these people were supposed to come here, but they have gone that way, and they were withdrawn.
Exactly, deception.
So a lot of things need to happen. And the president and the security agency need to be telling Nigerians, because the senator are asking, but we've not gotten an answer.
That is why an investigation has to be conducted. If it's a deception or a decoy that took the people out of that place, or they voluntarily left the place, we need to know. Nigerians need to know.
It's just, look, I saw Nunguribadu. And some of us who are privy to some things that happen in the back end. I saw him. And I look at him. The man looks so stressed. The same man is gone to the US. The same man has been going around. And I know a lot of things. And you know, I have this conversation with you. If I'm lost on something, I will call you. You will say, Sean, this is what really happens in this is what. And I hear a lot within the intelligence. I know. It's not even, I know things that happen with the intelligence community. And imagine, a lot of people have told me that intelligence and coordination has improved in the last 2 years. And I can imagine the frustration the NSA and some top officials may be facing, because you'll be doing a lot, yet things are falling apart.
Yes.
And the question is, where is the gap?
Well, the gap, you know, I think the gap is being filled. Somehow, the gaps, you can see the presidential directives. These are aimed at filling the gaps.
Are they knee-jerk approach? Do you think that the president is taking the right decision?
I think he's taking the right decision, but the implementation will be a major problem. For instance,
give me a moment. We need to go on break. Don't go anywhere. Our live message here for to explain the instance and the example he's about to make. Whether or not President Bola Tinubu is reactionary, or is actually taking the bull by the horn, because this terrorist seems to be ahead But we can't be following them. In this kind of instance, we need to stay ahead as a people. We can fight them, can't we? We'll be finding out more after this break, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Mr. Mike Ejiofor has been speaking with us on the situation of things. We're going to give a quick example of some of the decisions you think that the president is making. That those things that is very reactionary. It's just those guys are ahead. What do you make of it?
Well, you see, among the directives given by the president is the recruitment and training of over 20,000 policemen, soldiers, directing the SSS to deploy forest guards. But the most important of that, of the directives, to me, as an analyst, is the withdrawal of policemen.
But they said 11,000. That's what the police is saying.
Well, the police, I watched the first PRO. When they issued a statement that 11,000 policemen have been withdrawn, that is contrary to claims, even by the former chairman of the Police Service Commission, Okiro, who claimed that we have over 120,000 policemen deployed to VIPs. And recent EU report also said we have over 100,000. So how did we come to 11,000? We have not started. As we speak, policemen are still walking around with people who have no means of livelihood. And the IG says people should be arrested. How are you going to arrest a man, an armed policeman? How are you going to arrest him? Are you setting up a squad to go and start looking after them? Or you raise alarm when you see?
All right.
So it's a difficult situation for the police, and police is going to be under pressure.
NSCDC does not have the capacity.
NSCDC does not have the capacity. They are not trained for it. They don't have.
They don't even have the numbers.
They don't have the numbers to deploy. So how are we going to do it? And their statutory function is to provide security for critical infrastructure, and that means you also have to train them for VIP protection.
All right.
So it's a very dicey situation.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Mr. Mike Ejiofor. It's always a pleasure having you giving insight into this. Perhaps one of the most experienced DSS officers who retired and still lending his voice on the national issues. Thanks so much indeed.
Thank you,
Mike Ejiofor, former director of the DSS. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching tonight. I'm Sean Wakimale. God bless Nigeria.